time.
If you sit round a table and discuss things, you learn how you should deal with things from your parents, because they will discuss how they would deal with something or what they would do. And if everybody's just watching television,
if there's a problem with anyone, then it's
all
sorted that
discussed.
evening, really.
Yes,
It
that's
doesn't blow out of all proportion.
Where if people go and put a meal in a microwave and then take it up and go on
Take
the
it to
computer
the room.
or something, very isolated socially, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so then how do you feel the world's going to be for future generations?
Very uncertain future for our grandchildren,
I put a struggle.
due to the lack of management of finances and global peace.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
I agree with
think
that.
that's very true. So do you think that it's going to be worse for people of my age? Do you think that it's even worse now for people younger than me? Do you think it's just constantly getting
Well,
worse?
it's constantly.
it probably will.
I mean, it's affecting it for the elderly now.
Yeah.
You see, another thing I feel, when there's this constant 24-hour news, as soon as anything happens, awful things, everybody sees it. Well, you become immune to all this bad news and the dreadful things that are happening to people. If you're seeing it all the time, it doesn't have the impact. And I think there's too much.
Yes.
We all see far too much.
too much. Media intrusion, I think,
Yeah.
into your lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of it isn't factual reporting in some of the cases. It's speculation. This could happen.
And it's sensationalism
Yes.
very often.
Yes.
So again, it's saying, it's giving, if a child was to watch it, it's giving it a warped perception
Yeah.
of things that
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
It's not even...
Because there's so much good going on, and why can't they just advertise that side?
Yes.
I mean, there's some wonderful youth around now, but why don't they ever get
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
see.
positive
No.
coverage?
Do you think the amount of media coverage of bad things is having an effect on the way that children are growing
Yes.
up?
Well, it must do, surely. It must. If you're seeing all this all the time, I say it must harden them to
It
things.
must, yes.
Because
But they do want to have their sort of moments of glory, don't they? These dreadful sort of X Factor type programmes.
yeah,
It's just trying to sensation, make them
all they want to do
glorious.
is to be famous.
And yes, but they've got no talents, they haven't earned it. Don't understand it. And then you learn about these wonderful children who are carers and everything else as well. And
Yes,
they
they
don't
have
get
to
the
sit
coverage.
parents
Mm.
still going to
Yes.
school.
I mean, in some of these foreign countries where the children walk miles to get to school,
Yes.
just to
Or
learn
anything
the sort of
just for
English.
education.
Yes, just to get some education.
Yes.
And they'll
Where
walk
here, they're
miles.
skipping off and playing truant lots of the time. Lots of them.
So would you say a child as a carer, do you think they are, maybe they've got a different perception of things? Do you think that they're seeing less? So for instance, if there's a child who, but the parents are fine, you're going to watch a TV programme, whereas do you think a carer, because they've in effect been made to grow up quicker, but do you think they're actually retaining some of the innocence that maybe the children who haven't have then lost?
I just think they're getting satisfaction from what they're doing. They're being appreciated, they're realising that their life is worthwhile.
That they're really helping the parent.
And they don't need all these extra bits on the television. They're being fulfilled in their daily work, and fitting in their homework and
In a
everything else
sense,
they're trying to
they're
do.
being more stimulated than another child. Maybe they're doing more. Is that...
I think some of them it must be really, really hard.
Yeah.
Because they're
When they're
missing
doing
out
housework.
on the social
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
It's a bit sort of, can be drudgery for them, can't it, when they're having to
But this
look
is where
after the
it
parents,
is
do the
true.
housework.
It's true family life.
Yes, that's it.
Instead of trying to escape the family.
Yes, they're learning that
Yes.
you help each other. Because I think this is the thing now, they're not, because everybody seems to go their own way, not everybody, it's in lots of families, they're never actually taught how they should be reacting, as we said before, and they just don't learn
No.
how families
But then, you know,
help each other.
it is the parents, isn't it?
Mm.
And I think you know, there's some wonderful parents around, but others. It's just a pity both parents seem to have to work these days. You have
That's
to,
right.
just to keep a home going.
I think that was the unfortunate part, isn't it?
Yes,
Where our generation didn't have to.
we didn't have to.
And
We weren't allowed to, were we?
No.
I mean,
No.
in my parents' generation, the wife wasn't allowed to have a job.
Well, when I started, I mean, the girl that got married, well, that was it.
That was it. Yes.
To leave all
Had
right.
to leave.
Yes, my
And
mother had to leave work.
Then they moved a step forward and said that they
Yeah.
couldn't come back, but only as like a junior clerk.
Yes.
I'm not saying that's a good
No.
thing,
No.
Yeah. No.
but the mothers were at home, so that when the children came home from school, you could talk again, and
But having said
everything
that,
was done.
when I started, there was only one person who was on a retirement.
Was
The,
there?
the pension fund was only
Yes.
paying one person.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's out of 1,000 or so that had gone through, but everybody
Yes.
else was working.
So
They
it's so
died much
different.
earlier then, of course, but I
Yes,
mean,
they
that was
did,
the
yes.
case.
Mm.
And that was only in the 50s,
Mm.
1950.
Thank you very much.